Hello once again, this is Orion Syndicate 910. Thanks for watching. Now that I'm blocked from posting any replies to Jason Molotov Mitchell's channel, I decided to simply post another video. Jason, there are 3 videos of yours that I have a problem with, and, well, let's get into them. First of all, the video you posted titled Democratic Dyslexic Disorder. You stated there that Obama's Kenyan relatives had claimed that he was born in that country, in Kenya. And this whole rumor got started actually because of a phone call made back in October of 2008 from Bishop Ron McRae, an American evangelist from Pennsylvania, that he made to Sarah Onyango Obama, who is the matriarch of the Obama family in Kenya. She's also known as Grandma Sarah. Anyway, at one point in the conversation, McRae had thought that Sarah had claimed to have been present when Barack Obama had been born, and then McRae had said, well, can I come to Kenya and you'll show me the hospital where he was born? And then she said no, and there was apparently some kind of miscommunication because of the distance and the language problems involved, and she said no, he was born in America, and his family stated not just once but several times that Barack Hussein Obama Jr. had been born in Hawaii in the United States of America. He was not born in Kenya. She was in Kenya when he was born. That's what she thought that McRae had meant, I guess. And the transcript of this entire conversation is available online, link included below. Now, Jason, you also stated that Obama's Indonesian family had stated that he was an Indonesian national. This got started because of a school registration form that his father-in-law had filled out listing Barack Obama as an Indonesian national. Well, you see, the problem here, Jason, is that since Barack Obama had been born in Hawaii, he was an American citizen. And his father, his stepfather, his mother, none of those people could have renounced Barack Obama's citizenship for him. He would have had to do it himself. He would have had to go to a U.S. diplomatic or consular office in a foreign country and announce his intention to renounce his U.S. citizenship, which is irrevocable, by the way. You can't get your citizenship back once you have renounced it. Since no one else could do it for him, and he apparently has not done it himself, and there's no record of him ever having done it with the U.S. State Department, Barack Hussein Obama is legally a U.S. citizen. Which goes to my next point now. Jason, you also stated that Obama had hired 3 law firms to seal his birth certificate in Hawaii. Jason, all birth certificates held by the Hawaii State Department of Health are sealed to anyone except those people with a tangible relationship to the person whose birth certificate they are requesting. If I had been born in Hawaii, you would not be allowed to see my birth certificate. Okay? And if you had been born in Hawaii, I couldn't see yours either. It doesn't matter who you are. If the Hawaii State Department of Health has your birth certificate, they're not going to show it to just anybody who asks. It's not sealed because Barack Obama told them to seal it. It's sealed because that's the law over there. Okay? And in fact, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the week that Barack Obama was born in Hawaii, both major newspapers in Honolulu published the announcement of his birth. They got that information from the Hawaii State Department of Health, the same agency that right now has his birth certificate. So, Jason, you're just wrong at so many levels there. Another video of yours I have a problem with is the one titled Do Not Enlist, where you stated it's because of the Obama administration that the charges were dropped against suspected terrorist Abdal-Rahim al-Nashiri, supposedly the mastermind behind the USS Cole bombing. Well, Jason, what you neglected to point out in the video is that at first the Obama administration had wanted to review the Guantanamo detentions and had asked the tribunal to delay the proceedings for 120 days. But the judge in the case, James Pohl, denied the request, so the Obama administration ordered them to drop the charges. But see, the charges were dropped without prejudice, which means that the charges can always be refiled at a later time. He's not scot-free, Jason. See, with prejudice, and without prejudice. There's a difference. They can always refile the charges at a later time. One problem that has come up with the case is that al-Nashiri is stating that all the confessions he made about all the crimes, all the acts of terror he confessed to, were done after months of torture at the hands of the U.S. officials. So they're looking into that. Okay. The third video of yours I have a problem with is Revolution 101. Jason, this was probably the easiest video by me to refute that you've done, okay? Because the information I needed is right there in black and white. Now, you stated in your video that the Second Amendment to the U.S. Bill of Rights, which is, quote, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, end quote. Now, you believe somehow that that means the Founding Fathers thought that rebellion or revolution against the government is a good thing because, like, hey, they just had revolted against the British, right? Jason, you are so wrong, dude. The fact is that while they had no problem with their rebelling against the British, they certainly had a problem with people rebelling against the government that they were setting up, as evidenced in Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution under the powers of Congress, quoting, to provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions, end quote. Okay. Congress, under Article 1, was also to provide for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia, while the states were responsible for appointing officers and training them. Okay, that's in Article 1, Section 8. Now, Article 1, Section 9. The limits on Congress's power, quoting, the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless when in cases of rebellion or invasion the public safety may require it, end quote. Now, since rebellion, revolutions, insurrections against the U.S. government can be considered treason, Article 1, Section 3 makes this note, quoting, treason against the United States shall consist only in living war against them, or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of 2 witnesses to the same overt act or on confession in open court. All right? End quote. Article 4, Section 2. I'm not going to quote it, but if you are on trial for treason, and if you flee to another state, that state has to hand you back over to the state you just fled from. All right? So, Jason, you need to read more of the Constitution than just simply the Second Amendment. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. As evidence in just history, a few years after our Constitution was enacted, there was a rebellion in Pennsylvania. It's known as the Whiskey Rebellion. The Pennsylvania whiskey distillers were rebelling against Congress's attempting to tax them for the whiskey they were making. All right? So the federal government sent the army to Pennsylvania to suppress the rebellion, and this army was led by then former President George Washington. That's 3 videos of yours I pwned in 10 minutes, Jason. This is Orion Syndicate 910. Thanks for watching.